back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Chris Kelso, filling in for Kevin Price, who is out making the world a better place today. And in studio right now, I have Rob Cook. He is with Prudential Anderson Properties. Rob, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on this morning.
It's always a pleasure. You know, for all those first-time listeners out there, let us know a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, again, I'm Rob Cook. I'm with Prudential Anderson Properties. My function with them is to mergers and acquisitions, which is I go out and find other companies, other real estate companies, to buy or roll into our company. But primarily, and I also recruit and train agents.
You know, and let me tell you, you guys have been around for a long time. You know, great history, obviously, around Anderson Properties here in the Houston area. Let us know a little bit about, you guys had some changes over the past year. And some very good changes. Actually, it's been growing a lot, especially with what you do.
Well, we actually doubled in sales this year, or 2012. We had a 75% increase in agent size and a 40% increase in offices. We have 14 offices. The company has been around for 9 years. We were another brand, and we switched to the Prudential brand this past year. Which we feel is a very positive thing for us. And then, of course, Warren Buffett partnered up with Brookfield, which is our parent company. So we're ecstatic about the changes in our company.
That is awesome. And, you know, and having Warren Buffett behind you is never a bad thing, let me tell you.
It's done good for a lot of companies, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Well, you know, let's get a little bit about a real estate talk right now. You know, how is the market performed? I guess, you know, we're right now in the very beginning of January, obviously, so we're going to be talking a lot about the December numbers, or actually the 2012 numbers in general. But how has Houston performed in general?
Well, hot off the press. This came in yesterday. We actually sent our data to Texas A&M Research, Real Estate Center Research, and they spit it back out to us in a format that actually means something. And we had an awesome year last year, and it was we sold 62,000 units. $14 billion. We were up 16% in numbers and 22% in volume.
Wow, that was for Houston in general last year, 2012.
Now that's what serves our MLS, which is a very large area. It serves 7 counties. But if you want to put it in perspective, according to Jim Gaines, also from Texas A&M Research, we do as much business as 33 states combined.
As much business as 33 states combined. That's just Houston and the greater Houston areas we talk about.
The greater Houston
right
area,
there.
that's correct.
That is amazing. You know, I tell everybody all the time is, you know, one of the things when you're looking out at real estate right now, there has never been a better time to engage in the market. Houston has an abundance of inventory, which is very good, but it is going down. Let me tell you, even though there's an abundance, and I say that in a good way because a lot of building is going on, let me tell you, there's a lot of multiple offers on properties right now that go extremely fast.
Exactly. And it happens in some areas. It's not going to happen every year. Don't call your realtor up and say, why had my house sold? It has dropped down to 78 days average overall. But there's some areas in town that you could have it on the market one day and it'll be sold. And they might be $1 million properties. And it's happened a lot over in Bel Air and West U because there's been a pent-up demand for a long time. Interest rates are still low. They're probably going to chug up above 4% this year is what we're seeing. It's still an unbelievably rate. I remember when we got down to 10% in about 1990, and I thought, wow, this is a boon. And I remember back in the 80s at 18%. So when you start looking at 4%, that is still phenomenal. But inventory has dropped. We have less than a 6-month supply, so it has shifted to be a seller's market.
And, you know, you're absolutely right there. You know, one of the things I always like to talk about, being obviously in the mortgage industry, you know, rates right now are an all-time low. You know, the average rates are in the 3s. There is no way for us to go lower at this point. It has to go higher. So what I tell a lot of people that are listening out there right now is if you're in the market to refinance, do it now because it will eventually be going up by summertime, in my personal opinion. It won't be going up to a level that's 5 or 6, but it will have to drift up. Number 2 is never a better time to get engaged with your realtor to buy a home because we're sort of in that perfect storm. Great rates, great inventory still available right there, and an opportunity to buy in a market which is absolutely booming. Houston is not going anywhere anytime soon with what we have going on in our healthcare industry, in our oil and gas industry, in our engineering, in our manufacturing, in our distribution facilities. I mean, everything that you see northeast, southwest is growing.
Absolutely. And we are poised, and it's already occurring. Major oil companies are coming in and consolidating into the Houston market area. ConocoPhillips is moving in. Of course, we had the Exxon move out to the Woodlands, but most of the Exxon people are already here. But they have a campus out in the Woodlands. But what it is just a boon. Anytime you have activity, I've always told people, a static market is bad. A market moving up or a market moving down, there's always opportunity. But right now, it's opportunity because I don't see interest rates staying down beyond 2014 or 2015 because they're going to be artificially held down for a long time.
That is correct. They're being artificially held down right now. I mean, most of the people, especially for our listeners out there, the government has a whole mortgage-backed security program that they're doing. That mortgage-backed security program is really designed to maintain affordable housing, to be honest with you. Right now, the government really owns all the housing underwriting. I mean, from FHA to VA to USDA to Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. It's all a government owned. So the government right now wants to do two things. They wanted to stabilize the market, which they've done, and they wanted to keep housing as affordable as possible because they know it's the engine that drives our overall economy. Home ownership, housing, construction has always been that way. And I think they've done a good job in maintaining it that way.
Yeah, my understanding is that the government just spent $6.5 billion to buy some of Fannie Mae backed securities. So I think that's going to be a big boon for Fannie Mae, who has, been on the hit list in the media for a long time. But things have stabilized, and we have a really good picture where there's still some shadow inventory for foreclosures, but that is being bought up on a pretty regular basis. And I talked to a lot of my REO friends, which is real estate owned. These are realtors who handle foreclosures. And the amount of foreclosures they're getting now from Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae have dropped significantly.
Wow. And then, let's get back to the great success story that is Prudential Anderson Properties. I mean, you've grown 75% in agents. You've doubled in size almost in regards to your sales right there. I mean, absolutely incredible. You've got 14 offices throughout the Houston area. You have really, you are an integrated real estate company that an individual wants to engage with an individual or with a company who truly has operations throughout the city. Prudential has that right now.
We have that. We service that. We are opening up a new office in Bel Air, which is one of the 14 offices. We opened up in the Woodlands about 2 months ago. So we are looking at the areas that are underserved by our company right now. Our next plan will be to go to the Sugarland market and then probably one in the Gallery area as well. So we'll have some that are fairly close to each other. Our main office, of course, is in the Heights. That's also my headquarters. It's where I office. So we are set up to pretty much service 100% of the Houston market.
And, and like I said, a great success story. Anytime you talk to a company who has grown like Prudential Anderson has, it's always a lot of fun to hear that. You've got some great individuals as well. You have some great technology also on the back end.
Prudential has long been known for their backs end technology, tools to help agents, which of course help agents engage with the consumer.
That is correct. And here in Houston, we have probably one of the number one real estate, markets you can talk about in regards to HAR, which is a phenomenal resource out there. I tell everybody, if you're out there in the market right now, you want to buy or sell your home, look up Prudential Anderson Properties. Call Rob Cook. Call his team over there. Great team. Rob, how can we get a hold of you guys?
Well, you can always reach me at 713-862-0000 and ask for Rob Cook.
Ask for Rob. Repeat that one more time if you don't mind.
That's 713-862-0000.
That is Rob Cook with Prudential Anderson Properties. Again, great time to be on the real estate market right now. If you're looking at buying, selling, you need to find a great resource out there to assist you through that process. Let me tell you, not a better individual, not a better company. They've got 14 offices throughout the Houston market to serve you. Definitely give them a call. Give Rob a call. Look them up online. Rob, thank you very much for being on board today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, that is the end of our show. We appreciate everyone listening today. Again, stay tuned to The Price of Business or go online to priceofbusiness.com to hear everything about our interviews, news, and more. Until tomorrow, have a great day.